time, and I hope this is not your last time. Thank you very much. If a member succeeds, actually, our club growth director, Harish, said something that if you succeed, the district will succeed. Right? So I will start with that. So, Honorable District Director, DTM Abdul Sattar, and my dear friend and our club growth director, DTM Harish. Both were area directors where I was division directors. It's so happy to see that like people want to be in leadership and want to grow. It's something amazing. So hats off to both of you and to Dr. Muniba. I know how passionate she is and what changes you all want to bring along with Wenzel, DTM Pragnya, Suraj, and all the other team. If I miss any other members because I don't recall them. Okay, so what we are going to do, imagine the day that you entered a Toastmasters club for the first time. Okay, think about it. What was there in your mind? Keep it in your mind. Don't share. Keep it in your mind. Just hold it over there. I am 100% sure because you became a member, the experience would have been positive. That's why you joined Toastmasters, right? So the next 90 minutes, we are going to cover the big three in Toastmasters. The flyer says two, that is moment of truth and the club's success plan. But only when the moment of truth is done properly and you work on the club's success plan, you will achieve your DCP. That is your distinguished club program. So these three usually comes in pair, the big three. So the MOT, the CSP, the DCP. Whenever we use this term in front of any non-Toastmasters, they are like from which world these people are talking, what language they are talking, right? So over the past 45 minutes or 50 minutes, I'll be talking about the moment of truth, and then we will go into the club success plan. Before that, just type in the keyboard, the chat, how long you have been a Toastmaster. Just quickly, I just need 8 or 10 answers, then I will move ahead. How long you have been Toastmasters? Okay, 6, 4, 4, 2.5, 7, 5, 11, 5. Amazing, amazing. 18. Wow. So Harish was telling me most of them are new members, but I see most of them are 3 plus in an average if we take. So you might have attended 2 or 3 moment of truth meetings. Now, as DTM Abdul Sattar and DTM Harish mentioned, I always like to go deeper into why this concept came in moments in Toastmasters. If I share you the slide, the handout, the chart, and the manual, you all can self-understand what are the steps in doing all these things. Right? It's pretty simple. But what I want to share today, and if I am able to do even 10% of that, I will feel successful, is if you understand the real power of moments of truth. And I will share a quick example. DTM Mohammad Murad had said, once I had asked him, because in 2016 and 17, we didn't have this culture of moment of truth in our district. At that time, it was District 79, then it became some other district, then it became District 105, today it is District 127. And I asked this question to DTM Mohammad Murad, how important is moments of truth? And why should we take it in the club? Because it takes a lot of time. And he said, it is everything, period. That's it. That one sentence sealed it all. And the next week, we kept a MOT, moment of truth, in our club. And from that moment of truth session, we came to know there was one feedback that we received as an XCOM that we should go out of our club and see how other clubs are doing, what other clubs are doing good. For the next 3 months, I visited every club. Like every week, I was visiting one club. And then after 3 months, I came in and I took all the best practices from each club and we started implementing it. And then the club direction changed. Okay. But let me tell you how moment of truth came before telling what it is, how moment of truth came in Toastmasters. In 1987, Jan Carlson became the CEO of Scandinavian Airlines. At that time, this airlines was around having a loss of around $17 million a year. He changed the entire company and the entire business by using moments of truth. And a book has been written by him on that particular topic. Let me share that. Yeah, so this is the book, The Moments of Truth by Jan Carlson. And with this book, there was a boom in the customer service industry, and there are industries which only train on moments of truth. Okay, I always say that it is not Toastmaster is a means to an end is your real life. So how can you use, I have personally used as a trainer and consultant the concept of moment of truth. When I go for a consulting assignment, I note down all the moment of truths, create a standard, and it has to be followed. And that is what we are going to see. Anyone who has done, and after some 20 years, Procter and Gamble did again change that and introduced a new concept of moments of truth. This is very powerful, not only for club, but for your personal life and your business. Especially if you are a business owner or if you're working as a manager in any company and you have that responsibility to make sure that business is profitable and running in a good way. So this was the past, how it came into Toastmasters International. In a simplified version, a moment of truth is what a evaluator gives to a speaker, an evaluation. What does an evaluator does? Evaluator comes and says, this is what I saw, which is good, and this is what I feel can be developed. That's it. So basically, a moment of truth is at that particular interaction, at that particular time, what do you feel? Okay, what are the things that needs to be taken care of in Toastmasters is what I am going to share with you today. Okay, and after 40 minutes, I would request our MC or someone to let me know so that I can stop and take questions. So that I believe that if you ask more questions, that would be more helpful than I just showing you all the slides. So let me share the screen. Okay. So before that, can you tell me how many education series are there in Toastmasters? Quickly, anybody in the chat. How many education series? Like we know, Pathways is our curriculum. We have 11 paths, that is going to be 6. There are 5 levels. This is all about our curriculum. But there are education series designed to be given in club meetings. Especially every club meeting, it has to be given. That is what some of the past international presidents say. Can someone says, okay, how many are there? Let me see. 3. Okay. TM Nivedya was the area director, so she should be knowing that. Can you say which all are there? Quickly. Anyone? Okay. Don't Google now. Fine. So it is the Better Speaker series, the Successful Club series, and the Leadership Excellence series. And in each series, there are some 13 to 14 education sessions. And Toastmaster has given a handout, a PPT, a manual for all the trainings. There are some amazing trainings. So the moment of truth and the club success plan comes from the Successful Club series. Okay, this is the first thing that you all, when you will be going and giving training, you should be aware, even though you may not want to share it, but be aware that it is from the club success, the Successful Club series. Okay, so let's see now what Toastmaster defines as moment of truth. The moment of truth is an episode where a person comes in contact with any aspect of Toastmasters experience and forms an impression of a club's quality and service. Right? So imagine the moment of truth for today's meeting. When you logged in, what did you see? Right? That was the first impression that you got about this particular meeting, how this is going to be. You saw our smiling district director, DTM Abdul Sattar. You saw all the district officer were smiling, were talking to each other. So you formed an impression in the mind. Just reverse it. If you came, everybody was silent. Okay. And actually, that also would have worked because the music was going on. But suppose if there was a music of like what you say, no, somebody like you hear that in that funeral and all, "Ooh," how would you feel? You would get scared, like what is happening here? Okay. So basically, what Toastmaster says is it is an episode where a person comes in contact with any aspect of Toastmasters experience, and it has defined six aspects. And those six are first impression, membership orientation, fellowship variety and communication, program planning, meeting and organization, membership strength, achievement recognition, right? So Toastmaster says these are the six moments of truth for any club. And it also suggests that you should do at least twice in a year. Once in the beginning, in July or August, so that you understand the area of development. And then again, maybe after 6 months, so that you find out whether you have reached, I mean, done that enough job, and which are the other things that you need to develop. Okay. So Toastmaster says that these are the six moments of truth that you should focus on. These are all self-explanatory, and I will not go much in detail. So when you are taking a training for your clubs, right? So what you will be doing is each of this moment of truth has got minimum six standards, each one of them. So for example, first impression has got six standard, membership orientation has got seven, rest all has six. So in total, there are 37 standards that Toastmaster says you have to meet. Now, when Toastmaster says this is a standard, it means we have to meet it. Right? So Edward Deming, the father of quality movement, says that standard is specifications met. So this is the standard that is being given by Toastmasters International, that you have to meet this for every club meeting. Right? So think of Starbucks. So when they get a delivery of coffee beans, they usually have a small device. They will take randomly one coffee bean and put that coffee bean in that circle. If that bean does not passes through that circle, it is rejected. The entire lot will be rejected. The same with any other FMCG or any other, you may be working in your industry. I am working like what you say, giving training in printing and packaging industry. So for us, a brand gives us a color, you have to match that, right? A slight deviation, they will reject the entire thing. So Toastmaster is saying that this is a standard. What is a standard? Guest greeted warmly and introduced to officers and members. Are you doing this? Okay, so we all are club members. Forget about being a district officer or area director, division director, all those things. Think of yourself as a club member and you are representing a club over here currently. Okay, and now look at this first impression standards through that angle. Does my club meet this first standard? Guest greeted warmly and introduced to officers member. If you feel yes, just write it down in the paper somewhere. Don't type it, four or five. But if you feel it is not like that, just write two or three. Okay, don't share it with me now anyway. But when you would be doing, what you would be doing is first you will take 10 minutes to go through all the six aspects and all the 37 standards. Then you will create a group. Okay. So there are six standards. So if there are 16, 18, whatever members are there, what you would be doing is you would be creating a group of six people and putting two or three people in each group and giving them one of these aspects or one of these components of moments of truth. Okay, there is a proper form. They will be discussing on this. So one team would discuss on these things. So when the team discusses on this thing, for example, in first impression, ensure that at least one or two guests are there in this. Because if all are members, the guest would be better able to give a feedback on first impressions, right? So you would create a group and then you would give them one components of or aspects of moment of truth. After 10 minutes discussion, they will come and share only one from this all that which they felt had scored low. Okay, and they will say the reason. But this is why we feel that it scored low. That we sometimes we don't arrive on time, so we don't have a greet master or a guest manager, something like that. So you just write down one development points for each of the moments of truth, and after that, for 10 or 15 minutes, you can have an open discussion, brainstorming, and how can we improve this from next meeting, right? So the structure would be very clear for you. The first 10 minutes, introduce the moments of truth. Then 10 minutes, create a group and tell them to pick one. Each will be getting these standards and ask them, is the club meeting the standard? If they feel or the standard that they give the lowest score, pick one or two maximum, and the group leader comes and tells that we feel this, and that's why we have given three to this particular standard, that members are not involved in club activities, only the club excom is involved. Maybe like what you say, if I am the member of a club, I may go and say that okay, the excom is very active but the members are not, they don't involve us in any activity, right? So then you take that one and then you start brainstorming on ideas on how to improve this and give suggestion. Okay, so this is the format for all of them. So now let's see and simplify this thing. Okay, don't get like what you say, no, okay, there are 37 standards and we have to maintain. These are all very basic things. So what does the first impression say? According to me, how did the guest enter and how did the guest exit the club? If you keep that in mind, everything is clear. So when they entered the club, did somebody greet them with a smile? Right? Did somebody greet them with a smile? Did someone introduce them to a club officer? Did someone make them sit with a current Toastmasters? Because if two guests are sitting for the next 1 hour, they will be guessing what is happening in this meeting if they don't have the agenda. So if they sit with a Toastmaster, at least the Toastmaster can tell them. Okay. And while they are exiting, ask them how did they did they like the meeting? Ask a feedback. And the most important thing, ask them to join the club. Always ask them. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. So I would always say, ask members, ask the guests whether they like the meeting. When they say yes, would you like to join? And if they say I would like to come one or two more times, more than happy. I would actually go and ask them where do they stay, and if there is a Toastmaster club nearby, I will give that address also. And believe me, they will come back to your club and join because you were nice to them. Okay, so when they entered, how did they enter? How, what was the impression that and I'll give you an example. There was a club, I will not tell where it was. There were some 15 guests on that particular day, and I was a general evaluator. I was so happy to see so many guests. But as soon as the meeting finished, the president did not take feedback from from the guest, and the president did not ask members to join. All of them vanished like this in just 5 minutes. I was just thinking that even if five members, a guest had joined, their life would have changed if they would have continued for 2, 3 years. So what an opportunity, like what you say, missed, or actually it is our responsibility as leaders to give this opportunity to them. right? So this is the part of the first impression. How did the guest enter the meeting and how are they going out? Once the guest becomes a member, is there a formal process in the club for orientation? Okay, just go through this. Is your club doing all these things? Just write down any one that you feel it is not currently happening. I may ask after this meeting for any one of you to give your feedback. Is there a formal induction happening? Some of the best moments in Toastmasters is, one is the club XCOM installation. The second best is member induction. When somebody decides that I want to change my life, I am willing to work 9 hours, 10 hours, and ready to take that step and spend that 2 evenings in a month in a club and build relationship with my club and develop my own personality. When somebody is taking that decision, are you doing a formal induction and including them in your club? Because that is the power of symbol. And we say, no, when we have any rituals, the power of ritual. So these are all rituals in Toastmasters, membership induction. So when members join 2, 3, 4, you call them, you do an induction, you officially induct them, they feel happy and they feel proud that they are part of the particular club. Including present, I will not go one by one. I usually don't like to read everything because by now you might have read this 5 times. I know that. So go over it just carefully. Is this happening in your club? The next is fellowship, variety, and communication. Now, you came as a guest, people smiled. You may have won a table topic, you became a member, you got a mentor, you got your first role. Now what? Right? Now, next what? Are you able to participate in events beyond your clubs? Is your president or is your area director welcoming you to other events? For example, an event like that, event like this, many different, we had an essay, we had MC, we had like what you say, a Zoom master will be there. So these are all invited from different clubs, right? So is your president telling that, okay, there is an event, would you like to go? So now this was a Zoom event, but if there is a contest happening for an area, there would be a requirement for 10, 12 role players. Are you sending your members over there? Right? Are you encouraging them to take part in inter-club events? Or are you like that frog in the well, that you are very happy in your own club and you don't want to see the outside world? And I can guarantee you that I have seen club members being in the same club for 8 to 10 years. They have never stepped outside. And when I was a division director, I used to push few of the clubs, like what you said, the presidents, please tell your members to go do this, do this, do this. And all of them are very active and very happy today in terms of leadership and taking different roles. And they thank me for that nudge, right? So keep doing that for your members, and whoever comes in contact, a new guest also. Once a guest becomes a member, the first priority is to assign a mentor, and the second priority is to give them the first speaking engagement and make sure that engagement is recognized. Right? So, this is fellow variety and communication. The fourth one is program planning, meeting organization. Again, for this also, you have to write down any one thing that you feel is less than 5, any one thing. Okay. Program planning, meeting and meeting organization. Just write down any one thing that you feel is less than 5, is not meeting the standard. So program and agenda publicized in advance. This is a standard, right? It's a bit vague because it does not say how much in advance. Right? So some may have only one meeting in a month, some may have two meetings, some may have four meetings. So that is why it is not very clearly mentioned. But generally, if you are meeting bi-weekly, like what, 15 days, 15 days, at least 7 days before, share your agenda. Right? So member are prepared to carry out all program assignment. 90% of the clubs that I am currently means, visiting or going, I don't see that standard being met. What I mean by that is, including me, sometimes we know that, okay, a speech has an opening body and a closing. There are five different types of opening. There are seven different types of closing. This is the structure. Okay, tomorrow I have a speech. I will ask a question and open. I will do this, and I will tie up my opening with the closing and I will finish the speech. But this is not how we used to do when we joined Toastmasters. We had to give a speech in front of our mentor before, and the mentor had to approve. There are some clubs which are all currently also doing this. Without their approval, you cannot step on stage. Stage is a very sacred place. For me, I will always tell this to all the Toastmasters. It's a very sacred place. There are 10, 15, 20, 30 people who are giving you their time. Always respect that. Always respect that time. Toastmasters, as per Ralph C. Smedley, is a laboratory for conducting public speaking experiments and leadership experiments. You do that, that is fine. But never consider that, okay, without preparation, I will just step on the stage and do something and I will go out. Right? So, as trainers, you have to dig this deep down in the club officers that this is not accepted, that members need to carry out their assignments properly. All projects are from pathways, meetings. Okay, now this is something very big. Meeting begins and end on time. Twice, when I was a president of a bilingual club, four members from other clubs came and told me, we want to join your club in the beginning itself. The meeting ran 30 minutes late and I never saw them for 1 year. They joined after a year, but I never see someone who came with thinking I am joining this club today. And because the meeting ran late till 9:30, 9:45, they were like, okay, they started thinking. That means every Sunday this meeting will be till 9:45, 10. When I reach my home, it will take again 45 minutes. By the time I sleep, it would be midnight. By the time I wake up, the day will be spoiled, right? So all that things come in mind when the guest comes and wants to join, right? So that is why beginning and ending on time. You can have cases for each and every standard. If you are like, for example, creative table topic, use different types of table topic. For example, have a debate style table topic or have a one word table topic. Just give one word, Coke. Speak for 2 minutes or show a picture and tell them to explain in 2 minutes, right? So think about how can you make the meetings different. Membership strength. Okay, now do you know your membership strength? All the members over here, because most of them are area directors and division directors. So I believe most of you should be knowing your base on July 1st. What was the base? Or June 30th? Like whatever the base was. Okay, don't write it. Just keep in mind. So 20 is the base minimum requirement to start a club. And on any given day, only 60% of the members would be present in a meeting, right? You will never have 20 members in a meeting if you have 20 members. If you have 20 members, you will only have 15 to 16 active members present over there. So to have a meeting with 20 members, you need at least 30 active members, right? And if you follow all those things, members will be retained. Promotions in club, organization, or community. Now we used to put our flyers in spinnies and other community places, go to schools nearby, talk to people, and all these things. So what is the brainstorming idea that can come to your club wherever you go if this is less, right? Again, these are all standards. Club has 20 or more members. If the scoring is 3, start brainstorming on how to make more members. Members are retained. If it is 3, then there is a serious problem, right? Why are they not being retained? The quality of the meeting, the location of the meeting, what is it? These are the things as a trainers you need to discuss with your team, with the club. Now, I was guilty of this thing of achievement recognition, of not recognizing achievement. And I have understood this now in the last 2 years only, that achievement recognition matters a lot in Toastmasters. Not only in Toastmasters, in any form of your life. Whatever gets rewarded gets repeated. So remember that whatever gets rewarded gets repeated. For me, I believe this to be a laboratory. I come and do my experiments and go home. I don't need titles. I don't need medals. I don't need anything. So what I used to think, because I am like that, everybody should be like that. So that is one leadership lesson, very hard leadership lesson that I learned, that people need awards, achievement, and recognition, and enjoy and do that as much as possible. Right? Anyone taking role for the first time, acknowledge them. People like it. People like it. So please do that, encourage that, and that is also part of our mission. Okay. So write down in this which one you feel is less in your own club, less than 5. Does your club meet the standards? That is the question that you would be asking, right? And then you would be going into brainstorming. First impression, the 6 aspects, you never get a chance to make the first impression. Now, this is something which we all know. I hope I was able to give you some ideas on moment of truth, but I would like our MC to call our moderator, and he would be taking the questions and I would be answering. And whatever comes to your mind, please ask.
Let me now invite our moderator for the day, a self-motivated Toastmaster currently serving as attention chair along with the club growth director, president of ACAF Toastmasters Club. Please help me invite Toastmaster Suraj.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sridevi, for your warm introduction. Good evening, all the leaders, and thank you for being here. As our respected trainer of the day, DTM Vinod Panicker has mentioned, moment of truth is an important factor for any organization where business practices are carried out. So let me ask you a question. How far it is important in our personal life, especially a Toastmaster?
You're talking about how can we use moment of truth in our
personal life.
We are doing that every day, right from the time you get up. If you don't smile, like what you say, no, and your partner says something to you, that's a moment of truth for you. Right? So that's a standard, that when you get up in the morning, wish someone good morning, or when you're talking to your kids. For example, when my daughter, when we wake her up for school, if I am waking her, I go and, like what you say, call her, my love, my beauty, please get up, the princess and all, for 5 minutes and all these things. And she gets up. My wife goes and says, get up, get up, get up, get up. And she would be like, go from here, and all those things starts, right? So that's a moment of truth for her, that this is not the right way to do things, right? So in a personal way, okay, let's see all the things from today morning, what you have done, and you experienced that you are not happy with things. Okay, from today morning or last week, all the list, write down all the things, or think of all the things that happened to you and you were not happy with that. Okay, so what was it? If it was not in your control, or if it was in your control also, what was it? Don't write it. Just think about all those things. It was because things did not go as per your expectation. Right? Things did not go as per your expectation. Now, if you translate that, make that expectation a standard. Okay, I'm not giving exactly like what you say, no, a word to word this thing, but think of what was, why did you feel bad about something when you were interacting with something, or something happened, something did not go as per you expected, right? So that expectation, if you make it a standard, right, this is how two people should behave. Like today morning, we were having our review meetings. Okay, management were all production guy, finance guy were shouting like anything. Okay, so they were fighting with each other. But if we keep a standard that no matter what, the tone of the voice should always be respectful. Right? You can have an argument, but the tone should be respectful. That is a standard in this organization. So no matter what happens, people will speak in that particular tone. They have to meet that standard that we can say immediately stop. Right? So in your personal life, from the time you get up in the morning till you go to sleep, you are getting a lot of moment where you are interacting with a lot of people and getting feedback, basically.
Toastmaster
Thank
Vinod,
you.
I have a question.
Thank you.
I have a question, Toastmaster Vinod. Can I?
Yes,
Yeah, of
please.
course.
Yeah. So in your initial presentation of Moment of Truth, you said that first 10 minutes on the process of Moment of Truth, on the first 10 minutes, someone has to introduce the concept of Moment of Truth, and the next 10 minutes we have to create a group, and we have to take the feedback from the group leader has to take the feedback. So who is that actually, the group leader? The president of the club, or the VP education, or from someone from the outside, or from the district level? Can you just elaborate that?
Are you talking about the person who is taking a moment of truth, or the group leaders in the team?
Yeah. So you said that on the process of the Moment of Truth, you said that the first 10 minutes we have to introduce Moment of Truth to the club members, and then we have to create a group after 10 minutes. Then the group leader has to take the feedback from them, something like that. This is what the process which you were mentioning.
Okay, so I got it. Thank you. So you would be calling a speaker to deliver this education session.
Okay.
Right? So that person would be just as our MC introduced me. So for example, you have introduced me as a person who would be conducting this session. So I would be going through all the 6 aspects of moments of truth and telling you what is moment of truth. When every time you come, when any guest or member interacts with Toastmasters and forms an impression, that is a moment of truth. And these are the 6 aspects, and these are the 6 components or 7 components in the moments of truth. So I would be telling that to the club.
Okay. So
It's an
that,
education
yeah,
speaker,
okay. So
right?
the person
And
who's introducing, who should be an expert in a moment of truth, right?
no need to be an expert. These are all basic things, I will tell you.
Okay. So a president can do it, or a VP
Anybody
education
can do it. Anybody can do it.
person within the club can do it.
Yes, a person within a club can do it, but
Okay.
it is always recommended that the president is in the, like what you say, no, the team.
Okay. Okay.
Why? Because you will be getting feedback from the members.
Okay. Understood.
Can I add something here?
Yes.
It's a question plus I want to add something here. Last year, I was the VP education of the club. This year, I'm the president of WordCraft Toastmasters, and plus I'm assistant area director PQD in Area 18. So I was told that usually it's the responsibility mainly lies on the VP education to arrange and conduct these sessions, and president has to be part of it. That is the considered as a best practice. So do you agree with me on this, Vinod?
It depends on what the district decides best for the clubs that particular year, because the district knows the club very well. But if a club feels, see, a club and the world headquarters are only the proper entities in Toastmasters, right? So the club is supremely powerful. Whatever the club decide, it can do. But ultimately, the president and VP education are custodians of the club members' growth. So it is always advisable to take help from area, division, and district. When we have help, when we have resources, it is always best. We never, like for example, I go and do a lot of MOTs everywhere, but I don't do in my club because they are seeing my face every time, right? For the 12 months or 25 meetings, they are going to see me. So even if you bring somebody totally new, that is fine. Remember, this is a laboratory to conduct your experiments. So you may not need somebody who is amazing, like what you say, no, because 100 clubs cannot afford, you cannot have 100 great people going to all the clubs. But that brainstorming session and the scale, the score that you are giving, if that is honest, then there will be result. I hope I have answered.
Yeah, Toastmaster,
Yes.
Vinod, I have one more question. So when
Can
should
we
we
give more
conduct?
chance to others as well?
Yeah, I will give that chance. Don't worry. I have one more question. I will not ask any questions further.
Okay.
When should we conduct this moment of truth? We have 25 meetings in a year. So maybe after 6 months, or maybe after 8 months, or maybe in the initial time of the annual. So
It is recommended that you do it in your first month
okay, good.
before like your area director visit, because actually the moment of truth is the area director visits reports detail. Like if there are area directors in over here, if they check their area director report, all the field that is there in the area director report is there in moments of truth. So
Okay, thank you so
actually
much.
you are making the life of leaders very easy by
Okay.
conducting a moment of truth.
Yeah.
Got it?
Yeah, thank you so much.
I
Thank you.
need
All
a
the best.
suggestion regarding the same questions that they were asked. See, as a assistant area director 18 PQD, I reached out to certain clubs and I explained to them about the importance of moment of truth. And I asked them that we have to arrange this as early as possible. I tried to give them a schedule as well, that if we can follow this schedule, because a lot of clubs don't understand the importance. And if they're new clubs, especially, they don't even have much knowledge on this. But the advice I want over here is how I should convince those guys that how important this is, because so far none of the club has returned to me but they're either with confirming the date, either with their own schedule that when they want to conduct.
This will be a challenge as long as Toastmasters exist. Till the organization is there, it will always be a challenge. Nowadays, it is less challenge. You will not believe in 2017-18, I was the person who opposed MOT. And I did this even in district council meetings. And that is why I said I asked this question to DTM Mohammad Murad at that time, that why is it important and why should I give my 45 minutes to a moment of truth? And he gave an answer. Like he's a person who is very straightforward and he is not trying to, like what you say, no, wish-wash anything. He said moment of truth is everything in Toastmasters, period. From that day, I have never questioned anything. We conducted a moment of truth. Our club changed from that day. So one thing that you can do with new clubs is every new club forms with mentors and sponsors. The members may not be aware of the power of moments of truth, but there would be club mentors and club sponsors. The area director would be knowing about them. Try to ask them that who are the senior members, because new members would not understand and they would like to, like they would think I would complete 10 speeches in 45 minutes. Right? Or 6 speeches in 45 minutes. So that challenge will always be there. Check for the mentors of that particular club, because for every club to be charted, you need 2 mentors, 2 sponsors, at least 1 mentor, 1 sponsor would be there. Check with the area director or the district directors who are those mentors and let them communicate with the club. That would be easy. When you communicate, you would be coming as a new person whom they might have not interacted much. So it is always advisable to go through a route where the members know someone. I hope I answered that.
Thank you, DTM Vinod Panicker. Anyone else has any question? Request to precise the question. Yes, DTM, sorry, Mohammed Ashik, can you mute?
Can
unmute? So masters, can you please unmute? Yeah.
No. Toastmaster Kumar raised the hand first.
Yeah, I have a question. Well, thank you very much, PM Vinod Panicker, for your very elaborate explanation on the moment of truth. Now, the question is there any standard operating procedure when you talk about conducting a moment of truth in a club?
Yes, the procedure that is recommended by Toastmasters is almost 90 minutes, where it takes a lot of time, right? So that is why we brought down it to 45 minutes and we are actually squeezing the things. So in the manual, what they have mentioned is it has to be an elaborate, like what you say, it extensive, and there is a chart, big chart given for all the 6 aspects that has to be taken when you are doing this. Every member should be able to see this and you would be handing out the handout, which has got all these 6 things, the 6 aspects, and each team will be marking the scores, and then all of this paper would be collected and given to the president as a resource to be held on and to study from that. That's how we studied from that. So the standard operating procedure is this: if it is live event, it has to be minimum of 45 minutes or maximum 90 minutes. That is the standard time that is Toastmaster suggests. And 15 minutes, I broke it down. 10 minutes, give the detail that this is what first impression is, this is what this is. Then 10 to 12 minutes, they will be in group. Then they will come and present. And then last, you can just brainstorm. So usually clubs give 45 minutes only. If you get more than that, you can spend more time on the brainstorming. Right? And that's why we are picking only one aspect from each. Because even if you give 3 minutes for brainstorming, it would be 18 minutes. Plus the team exercise, that would be 10 to 12 minutes plus the 10 minutes. So in that way, 45 to 16 minutes, you can finish it. So I would not say that take my word for exactly that. Vinod said 45 minutes, do only 45 minutes. If a club allows 60 minutes, please go ahead and do that. If a club allows 90 minutes, please go ahead and do that. Because the more you evaluate your club in this direction, it is going to help for the next whole year. But ideally, it is 45 minutes in this part of the world, what we do. I hope I answered, Mr. Kumar.
Thank you very
you.
much.
I
Thank
think we can go ahead with Muhammad Ashik.
Yeah.
Please.
Thank you so much, DTM Vinod, for the wonderful session regarding MOT. Now, my question is, last year when we did an MOT training to one of the clubs, or may I say MOT session, we circulated a Google form to the particular club, and we requested all the members, our maximum members, to fill all the scores for all these 37 standards. Then we got a result of it. Then with the result, we went in, and when we used that time mostly for the brainstorming sessions. Like you said, initial 10 minutes was again introducing the MOT, and then we explained about the 37 standards, and then we informed these are the results we got from each of these your clubs. Because there were members who are just 2 months old, there were members who are actively coming, and there were members who are not at all coming for the meetings. So we thought at that time, rather than making groups, and where in a group there could be people who are not at all familiar with Toastmaster and pretty new. So we used this Google form strategy, and I felt it worked nicely. But what do you suggest? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. So this started during COVID time, actually. So when COVID started, we had to be online. The MOT had to be done online. So people started thinking of different ways. How can we do it online in a better way? So the Google form came at that time, because I was also part of that, how to make sure that all the ideas are captured. But there is nothing as powerful as face-to-face. I would always say go in blank, introduce the topic, because the members need to be 100% present when this exercise is happening. And they have to be intentional. Many times when you send a Google link, I may be having my food, or I may be having a tea, tuck, and I'll send it. Right? So that is something, it happens with surveys, right? You may ask someone that what would you like to have for dinner? They may answer biryani but have salad. Right? So you may not capture the exact thing or feeling that they have. Right? But to save time, if your club is a corporate club, which usually runs only 1.5 hours of meeting and wants to do a MOT in 25 minutes, then I would say fine. It is okay. You send a Google form, let them, like what you say, do this and do that. But in a community club, I would always suggest have a 45 to 60 minutes full-fledged meeting only dedicated to this. And you need to be intentional about it. Doing this for a tick mark, I would never suggest anybody to do. It's better not to do them. Right? One of Abraham Thomas from Abu Dhabi. Now they are different, but he used to always say that it's always good to have no mentor than bad mentor. So I always give this example in any other thing. It's always good not to have an MOT than to have a bad MOT, right? So make sure that when you are giving that time, use it properly. Okay, so I hope I answered that, Ashik.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. See, I think many questions that are in chat box is already aligned, already answered. And DTM Vinod Panicker, if this question, if it is answered, please ignore. What are the common challenges that club face when addressing MOT and how they can overcome?
It is there in the handout. Everything is given with examples that this can be a challenge, this can be a challenge, and everything is given in the handout, which will be shared. I will share you the handout. But generally, see, as a club, what would be the challenges? It can be due to members. We don't have more members, or we are getting members, but we are not able to retain, or members don't know, are not aware about pathways, the education program, or members are not following the pathways project, and all these things. These are the questions that usually come, things that members say that we are not getting from the club, right? That we don't have a mentor, or for example, achievements are not recognized, or we don't have varieties in our club meeting, it's all same, or we don't have bonding, fellowship, and that thing, that fellowship is not there, people come, just meet, handshake, and go. So all these things are generic problems in the moment of truth. Okay,
thank you. Sorry
I'll
all,
take
that
one more
is,
question.
we are
Yeah.
stick on time. So let us allow one more questions. Area Director Shivanand Shetty.
Hi, yeah, Toastmaster Vinod. I think one of the chat box right now they have mentioned that point. So if we have this question answer session in a meeting, sometimes not all members attend the meeting. So what DD Ashik has mentioned, sending that Google form in the members group, because my actual group is ICAT, so ICAT around we have around 40-45 members, but meeting sometimes only 20 members come, so if we go to the meeting and get their feedback, maybe it is not applicable to other 22 members who have not attended the meeting. We send the agenda on time, but still people don't, sometimes they have their own this thing. So I think now they have asked the question in that chat box where he said that better to have link tree to send to all the members, they can reply, and on the day of the MOT then we can talk on those points. Yeah, thank
So
you.
ICAT is a corporate club, right?
Yes.
It's for a professional club. Yeah. So that's what I said. If
Professional
it
club,
is a corporate club, then like what you say, the answer would be more, they may be more willing, intentional. The right word is intentional to do that. But in a community club, many new members, they usually don't get what it is. And the name of the education session is Moment of Truth. That is at that particular moment, what they are feeling. So actually, I usually suggest that after every meeting, just as you have a general evaluator, have someone go through the moments of truth within your XCOM. Did we meet all the standards today after the meeting? Right? So this is, I push for this thing in all our clubs, that let the XCOM meet. No need for after the general evaluator, when everybody is shaking hands and all these things, let's do this. Did we meet the standard? Give all one XCOM, one aspect, first impression. Did we do this? Yes, no, whatever it is, and let's improve. That is more of agile model, right? Aligned to today's this thing. Immediately after every meeting, let's do this. This is very old technology or old style of Toastmasters. We can make new things. So let's do that. Thank you for that question.
Thank you.
Thank you.
DTM Vinod Panicker, for your insightful session. And the time is over. We are on right time. Then over to you, Toastmaster Sri Devi, until we catch up again. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Suraj. It's now time for the session on Club Success Plan. The Club Success Plan is a helpful tool to assist your club in achieving distinguished status. I now hand over the virtual stage to distinguished Toastmaster Vinod Panicker to take you through the session.
Thank you once again, Toastmaster Sridevi, for that wonderful introduction. Now, moment of truth and club success plan together helps you achieve your goal, that is the distinguished club program, right? Somebody had asked, I think many of you have questions about the operations, how to do this or the survey form and all. I believe Dr. Abdul Sattar is one of the best person for all those things. Like he might have created some 100 surveys and questions for all those things from the time of the pandemic that came. So he is one of the best person who can suggest. You can develop a survey on Google, Survey Monkey, Live, or whatever, Kahoot, wherever you want, you can do all those things and try to do the experiments, right? So I would personally recommend that treat that standards very seriously. And after every meeting, let the XCOM sit and go through all the 37 standards and see quickly whether we did this, right? So now, the club success plan. Where does the club success plan fit in the Toastmasters universe or ecosystem? Before the club success plan, there is something that needs to happen. After the club success plan, there is something that happens. Okay, so let me explain. With whatever club success plan the club gives to the area director will collect it from all the clubs in their area and create an area success plan. The area success plan is then given to the division director. The division director takes all the area success plan, 3 or 4 or 5 area success plan, and creates a division success plan, and same for district, and it goes to the world headquarters. But in all this, the most important thing or the person is the member, because before the club success plan there is something that needs to be done. It is called as membership interest survey. It's a form that you need to make sure that every club member has filled. And I believe, how many of you have not seen a club membership interest form? Just say no in the chat box. Quickly. I will just download and show it. This all the resources will be shared with you. Okay, so don't worry about that. Okay, so let me share. So this is the member interest survey form, which every member of your club needs to fill when they join, or even if you have never done this, take a printout or send online. You can actually type in over here. Okay, so it's all editable form. So you have over here the club name, the member name, the goal that the member wants to achieve, accomplished in that particular year, and why did they join Toastmaster? This is their why. Do they want to improve the critical thinking, meeting management skills, club involvement, all these things, plus the club quality characteristic. The moment of truth come here also, actually, in a way, right? So everything is given in detail over here. So this needs to be filled by every member. Now, what happens is we don't use this form, but what we do is we will shake hand, welcome to our club. This is an amazing place. Okay, tell me what you want to do. Would you like to complete one level? Yeah, I will try. Okay, so that becomes the goal, right? Or what usually happens is when the area director calls the president and says, can you please send your club success plan? I have done that, so I am guilty of that. So, for example, tomorrow the area director needs, today night 12 o'clock I am typing, and I am typing whatever name comes to my mind of any member, that level 1 this member will complete, level 2 this member will complete, level 3 this member will complete, right? It can be done in that way also, and it can be done in a very professional way. And I would always suggest now, from the last 5 years, I am always suggesting wherever I go, do it in the most professional way, because it will help you. You may not need the plan, right? The planning is important. The plan is not important. The planning is important, that you all XCOM officers sit together and decide where does the club want to be in July 2025? I'm asking you this question to all of you. Where do you want your club to see in July 2025? Imagine the dashboard. What is the membership base that you want to see? What is the growth you want to see? What are the education awards you want to see? What are the training awards you want to see? And one more thing I will tell you, any club that has got 20 members or even 15 members, reaching DCP is a cakewalk in this part of the world, especially in India, Middle East, where we have people who are very aggressive, like what you say, they want, they're assertive, they want to do things, right? Even today, 50% of the clubs are in US. Out of that 50 clubs, 50% are corporate clubs. And the rest 50%, the average age is above 50 years, right? In UK and US, Toastmasters is called as Uncle and Auntie's Club even today. It is only in this part of the world, in India, in Sri Lanka, in Middle East, where youngsters have taken this club. Because we are working professionals, right? So till 45, 50, I will say it's all young only. Even after that also it is young only. But generally, if you see the population of UK and US, I am part of a club in Canada. So majority of the members are above 55. Right? So we are all young. So that is why whatever is written and shown in Toastmaster, these are all very basic things. For 18 plus to 80 plus, we should add something extra to that. With the talent that all of us have over here, all of you have over here, as expats working in this country, working, managing family, this should be like cakewalk, nothing. Right? So your focus should be what should be the next big level 3, level 4, and level 5 project? What should be my HPL project? I will do a research on all the top leaders in the world, or I will create a podcast of my own, or I will create a travel vlog, whatever it is, do something creative. That should be the aim, right? So I may get diverted from here and there. But one thing is, the club success plan starts with member success plan. Always remember that. A club success plan always begins with a member's success plan. And that member success plan you take by officially that member interest survey, or in our club, in a club that I am part of in Canada, we had 158 level completions last year. Right, 158 level completion with 55 members. And the VP education over there meets every member one-to-one, not only to understand Toastmasters goal, but to understand the personal life goal. If somebody wants to be a professional speaker, if somebody wants to be a trainer, if somebody wants to give an interview, if somebody is looking for a raise or more opportunities. So how can we as a club support that member? Is that focus, right? So this is the extreme one, but at least let's start with the basic thing. Understand our members' goal, right? Have a one-to-one and understand members' goal. We have only 15, 20 members in our club, or 30 members, or distribute it in 2, 3 XCOM and understand their goals and help them achieve that. When you help the members achieve their levels and paths, automatically the club will achieve whatever they want. Automatically, it will go in the upper way also, that way also, right? So the club success plan always begins with a member success plan. Now, let me share. Okay, so this is done, right? From this year, Toastmaster has started something new. And let me share with you all that. Okay. Now, everybody of you might have seen this home screen, right? When you log in, you get this screen. Okay, give me a thumbs up if everybody has. Let me see how many of you have seen the screen. Okay, amazing. So when you put in your login username and password, you will get your name over here. You will get all these tabs over here. So in this, just go to Club Central. Okay. You can take some few deep breaths because the website usually is slow. Toastmasters website is usually slow. Right. So in this Club Central, you can see in club management, there is something called as club success plan. So this has been added this year in Toastmasters. Earlier, it was a manual where usually you take printout and sit with an XCOM and you all discuss and fill it. I will share that also with you. But what Toastmaster has done this year is when you click on Club Success Plan over here, take deep breath. Yeah. So the program year 2024-25, plan your club success, the plan and action item list. You can. So in the moment of truth, there were 6 components, right? So in this also, there are 6 components. So that is committee's value. The committee is the executive committee, which has the immediate past president on all the 7 offices. Then the administration, the training, the membership, the education, and the contributing members who are going to give us level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, all those things, right? So if you go online in Club Central this year, Toastmasters has, so what can happen is now all the XCOM can sit online and do this, or you can do this in your own time and you can download this current report. Okay, so I will keep this over here. Okay, and let me see if I can open the other slide, which was the old one, but it is still useful. Yeah. I'll quickly go through this because you have already seen the online and most of you might be looking into that. Now, as I mentioned, the purpose of Moment of Truth and the club success plan is to ensure that your club becomes a distinguished club. Again, distinguished club is the least thing that we need to be bothered if we have 14, 15 members. You can actually complete all your 4 education levels with just 2 members who want to complete 2 paths, right? And I will show you that. Okay, so the distinguished club program, the goals, the rule, the club success plan. This is how you usually become a distinguished Toastmaster. A guest becomes a member, and a member, once they have to serve as a club officer for 12 months. They have to be a district officer. That means an area director, division director, or a district director. Club mentor or club coach. This is something that is required. That is one element, right? Either you become a mentor or either you be a coach. Then you become a sponsor, a speech, or you do a speech craft, or you do a youth leadership program. Now, don't ask me about too much about speech craft and youth leadership program because again, half an hour will go. All these things will be sent to you. But basically, those are education programs that need to be run. Youth leadership program is for our Gaveliers, Gavel Club, kids about 10 and below 18 years. We do that. And Speechcraft is for many corporates do this. Like we always suggest before starting a corporate club, let's run a Speechcraft program where you will have a 6 education sessions from senior Toastmasters and a member does an icebreaker and then you charter a club. That used to be a practice and trend many years before, but somehow that trend has lost because what happens is when you do a Speechcraft, by the time the guest becomes member, they are aware of the entire program. They know what is table topic, they know what is evaluation, they know how to conduct, how to prepare a speech, they know what is pathways. Rather than becoming a member and finding it in the next 3 to 6 months, right? So Speechcraft program can be run through any club. This usually is run by the clubs. Then you have to complete 2 paths. If you meet all the requirement, you complete a DTM project and you become a DTM. Okay. I'll not go much detail into that. Again, this also, most of you might be knowing it. How for the membership growth, you need to have at least 20 members as your base on July, like what is it, on June 30th. Or if you were 13 members in the beginning of July 1st, by June 30th, you should be 18. There should be a net growth of at least 5 new members. I believe this rule has been changed. Dr. Abdul Sattar or Harish, has it become 3 now? Any of the district officers? Okay, both are not there, I think so.
Yeah,
Or
I
they
think
are.
as of now it is 5, but it is going to be 3 soon, which will be updated
Yeah,
in
so
the website soon. Yeah.
it will be updated. Okay, so I had heard somewhere that there might be changes. So there are a lot of changes that is happening in Toastmaster, and that's a good thing. Like I always thought 11 paths were too much. 3 or 4 would be more than enough. Because there are in total 64 projects only, whether it is 11 paths or 4 paths or 5 paths, the number of projects are 64, conducting and calculating the electives and all those things. Okay, good. So for achieving the club, like what you say, no, your DCP, these are the goals. Like you need at least 4 level 1, 2 level 2, 2 level 2, 2 level 3, and 1 level 4. Right? This is there on the dashboard. You can easily monitor it. The seventh, these are the 10 club goals that actually you need to meet. So seventh is 4 new members, 4 more new members. So totally you need to have 8 new members. Ninth is pretty simple. All the club, at least 4 club officers need to be trained during the first and second COT, and the renewals need to be on time, submitted in October or April. So these are the basic 10 things. But if you see the first 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are education goals. Just let me, yeah. The first 6 are education goals, right? That is where VP education plays a very important role, because out of 10 club goals, 6 goals are with them. Means they have to be the influencer and motivator to make sure the members are doing this particular levels. To be a distinguished club, you need at least 5 out of those 10. Then you will become a distinguished club. To become a select distinguished, you need 7 goals to be reached. And to be a president distinguished, you need 9 out of 10. I will give you a challenge, be 10 out of 10. Right? Whatever the base is, increase by 5, and encourage your members to take at least 2 paths or complete 1 path in one particular year. But be prepared and like what you say, properly prepare, mentored, and then only deliver your speeches. Okay. So the club success plan basically means how are we going to reach these 10 goals? And the club success plan is basically the planning sheet, what all you have in that, right? So this is a very old this thing, but I thought I will show that before I directly go there and show this one again. Okay, so now in this from this particular year, Toastmasters has said that you can online create a club success plan. So let me try and open this. If it opens quickly, I will show you one by one. One is committee values, administration, training, membership, education, and contributing members. So what usually will happen is you will tell this to the club excom that you all have to come together online or physically, meet at one particular place, and go through each aspect of this club success plan. So let's see what is there in the committee value. So I'll open 2 or 3 and just show you, because this is self-explanatory. You all can go and create your own slides with this, because this is just started this particular year. Again, breathe. It came. Okay. So the club executive committee values. So what are the club executive committee values? Now, Toastmasters values we know: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. But is there something else that the club wants that we need to have as a value in our club? Right? Maybe innovation, maybe confidence, maybe trust, something like maybe respect is already there, right? Or something like being friendly. Okay, that we need to have a fellowship. Okay, because every club is unique. Remember, each club has a different name. That name has a history. The name of the club, I believe, a name of a club is very special. By listening to the name of a club and understanding why this particular name was given to this club, you will understand a lot of things about that club. For example, Burj Toastmasters Club was formed by engineers who formed Burj Khalifa, right? They were working on that. But now it's a community club. DSO Toastmasters Club was formed because it's in DSO, right? It's a community club. Take Debate is a club only dedicated to debating, right? So listening to ICAT is a club for professionals, right? SPJN is a club for management professionals. So by listening to the name or by reading your club name, you understand what are the value. And if you don't know why this name was given to the club, find out a member and ask, why did you give this name to the club? There would be a history for this. Okay. And then when they started, there might be some values for your club that is different from Toastmasters value. You can just type in over there. The club executive committee interaction. Okay. So you come and decide that, okay, we all are working. So let's start a best practice that we will be doing only interaction after 7 p.m. or before 7 a.m. Whatever feels good for you. Okay. Document it. Again, planning is important. Plan may not be useful. But when you do this, you are actually doing a lot of brainstorming and you are collaborating with your team. So ask your team members. Because I knew like one of my team member, she was a president of 2 clubs. Right. So I knew that that particular day, if I asked something, it would be difficult to get answers. So I never disturbed her on that particular day. Okay. If you are a working professional, you can say that after 8 p.m. till 8:30 or 9:30, we can have chat. So decide a time, but don't be rigid that only this is this. Being a leader, we have to be flexible. That is one lesson that I have learned in Toastmasters. In Toastmasters, one of the most important component of leadership is availability. That you, if you have taken a role of a leader, you have to be available for your members, for your clubs to serve, because you are a leader in only this year. Next year, you may not decide to be a leader or you may take another role. That's up to you. But as long as you are a leader, let's help and serve our club. But ensure that everything is documented over here. How will the club committee executive resolve differences? Now, this is something very, very important. And we did this in our club that whenever there will be a conflict, we will reach out to our mentor. And even till date, whenever such thing happens, we don't make any decision. We call our mentor. The mentor comes, we all sit together, discuss it out and sort it out. Right? Because this is one quality you would always need even in your personal life, means in your professional life. So how are you engaging in conflicts? Because we may not be like, when you are in the frame, you may not see the picture. It is always good to call somebody, a third party or a mentor or a old member, and bring them with their consent and solve these issues. Okay. So how will the club executive committee be held accountable for its responsibility? For example, if I am a VPPR, what is my KPIs, right? We call in the corporate world, what is my accountability? That at least 7 days before, the flyer should be ready. It should be going here. The VP education should publish the agenda with the committee, whatever they are forming. All these things can be written over here. Member engagement. Okay. When was the last time the club conducted MOT, right? This is the question over here. Same thing. So these are all the questions that can be answered, and then you can save and close. And this document would be there for all the team members. Okay, for all the XCOM members, it will be there. So same, whatever I did for the committee values, it goes true for each and every other component. Right? So the administration is about paying the bills on time, paying the dues, the training, the COT code, the membership, the strength, the education, the 6 awards, and the contributing members. Who are the members who are going to be giving us level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and level 5, all these things. So when you open this, you can go one by one through this. So this is a great tool that has been introduced this year online, which was earlier available. You can, like what you say, download the DCP program. All this thing I will share with you and to our club director and to the district director, and they will be sharing with you. So basically, the club success plan is to ensure the members are successful first, right? And that will help the area, division, and district to be successful. So now I am open to questions, whatever comes to your mind. Just like what you said, shoot it in the next 10-15 minutes, and then we'll wrap it up. I believe we are on time. Yes, our moderator or our MC can call the moderator again.
Let us save time. Dear sir, can you please ask question precisely? Very few questions. DTM Vinod, can I ask one question in between?
Yeah, please go ahead.
One question is received directly. What are the metrics that we should use to measure our progress or success? As a
Our
club.
success or a club?
Yeah, as a
Clubs
club.
is very clear. It is given on the dashboard. No, the 10 DCP goals. The education goal, the training goal, the administration goal, the membership goal, that are the metrics that Toastmasters, because not remember, these are the metrics which the entire world can see. You don't need to be a member to see all these things. Anybody who can log into Toastmasters website, goes to district 127, clicks a club, can see all what is happening. Right? So majority of the presidents and old board members, they will just get up in the morning, just check one district status. Is there a new club added in this district? All these things, right? So the metrics is very clear that 10 DCP goals are the metrics for the club.
Any more questions, please?
Yeah, Toastmaster Vinod, I have a question. In your vast
Yes, please.
experience as a Toastmaster, how do you actually motivate members to take new pathways or new projects or levels? Just in wrap up, 1 or 2, 3 points, if you can just share to us, it's great.
Okay, so this is about member success, like what is, how can you help the member to be successful? So see, what I always say is choose a path, change your life. The pathways, let me give one example of presentation mastery. The path is designed in such a way where first level 1 is an icebreaker where you introduce yourself, and level 5 is a keynote speech where you are presenting a 22-minute speech, right? So it is giving you an opportunity to be a professional speaker, and that particular project, and DTM Mohammed Shukri says this, who is the only accredited speaker from Middle East. Professional speaking is speaking about your profession. If you are a housewife, can you give 4 tips for other housewives to be a better housewife? If you are an accountant, can you give a keynote for 22 minutes and tell that this is how accountants need to do their work effectively, right? So you can motivate that particular member if they are an entrepreneur, right? So they may need to pitch to the different angel investors and different investors, right? So when they do this project in a sincere way, the last project of 22 minutes would be a real challenging project where they would need a lot of help, and after they complete that path, their life will change if they have put the effort. There is no doubt in that.
TM Vinod, actually the internet was completely unstable. I think your internet was also showing red. Can you just repeat what you said? It was completely...
not
Sorry
really.
to interfere. There is no issue.
Okay,
I think it is
not really.
clearly audible.
Ranjit, it was your
I
fault.
think your internet.
What was
Okay, it's fine. No problem. I will take it personally from Vinod Panicker later. No problem. Please continue.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Any
that
more
was an
questions?
interesting question. Let me answer that because that is the whole crux of Toastmasters. My life changed because of Toastmasters. I didn't knew what is a training, what is speaking, and all this thing. I became a speaker who was able to charge $1,000 for an engagement only because of Toastmasters, right? DTM Mohammed Shukri, one of the accredited speaker in our Middle East region, says professional speaking is speaking about your profession. So if you are an housewife, can you tell me 3 ways to be a better housewife? If you are an accountant, can you show me 5 ways to be a better accountant? If you are an entrepreneur, can you pitch and get $1 million investment? That is what Pathways teaches you from the icebreaker till you give that keynote speech. If you can install that in members' mind and they prepare, I am 100% sure that their life will change. I have seen that. Like in my experience, I was VP membership for 2 years, 40 to 50 members, like I signed personally there, and I have seen at least 10 or 12's life change completely. Right. And one of them is DTM Harish Krishnan. He is sitting here. He never used to take a single role for 1 year. We used to tell him, Harish, please take a role. He was like,
full day I am sitting in the office and I am getting bored. I come here to see what you all have prepared, and I relax here. That's it. So it took us almost 1.5 years to convince him to give one speech, right? So it will take a lot of motivation sometimes, but when he started delivering speeches, he started delivering speeches.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you. One more question. I think we are exceeding the time. One more questions.
I have one question.
Yes,
is there any time limit for this club success plan to submit?
Yes, it is there. I mean, your area directors and the division directors would be able to give you the precise date, because sometimes Toastmaster changes that. It has to be before the area director submits their report to the division directors, right? So there is a deadline, I believe. Yeah, DTM Harish.
Yeah, see, we have a date of 10th August for club success plan and 20th August for area success plan and 31st August for division success plan.
Yes.
And based on that, the district success plan will go up. So it's all aligned like that. 10th August for
I'll repeat, 10th August for CSP, 20th August for area, 31st August for division, and likewise it goes up.
Okay.
Thank you very much, DTM Harish. So first, if you have not understood the members goal and member interest survey, please do that from today right now, so that in the next 1 week, you understand your members goal and start preparing for a club success plan properly. See, club success plan can be prepared right now in 5 minutes. You give me any club, I will tell, you show me the members, I will fill everything and give it to the area director, right? But that is not the purpose why we are all sitting here. Let's do it in a proper way. And if it doesn't work out, it is still okay. You should be happy that you gave your best. That's what Toastmaster is. The cost of failing in Toastmaster is very less. If you fail in your real life, in your job, in your entrepreneurship, you may take almost a year or 10 years to get back up. Here you can make mistakes, right? So don't think about all those things. Just whatever you are doing, try to do it in a proper way. That's it. That is the only request that I have. In 3 to 4 years, you would see a huge difference in you. I can guarantee you, right? So please do it in a proper way. Even if you're cramped for time, just take 15, 20, 30 minutes a day from today and start doing that, and request the club members to do that.
Thank you, DTM Panicker, and all the participants who are actively involved. Before handing over to Sridevi, she is doing and her job is beautifully. Please give her a huge round of applause. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster Sridevi. Thank you.
Thank you so much, DTM Vinod Panicker and Toastmaster Suraj. We have amidst us a meticulous and benevolent Toastmaster. She's a doctor by profession, joined Toastmasters in the year 2017. She was Assistant CGD. Let's welcome the Program Quality Director, Distinguished Toastmaster, Dr. Muniba Ali.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sridevi. I never expected that. I was intently listening to what DTM Vinod Panicker had to share with us. I was supposed to join the meeting earlier, but because of my duty, I joined later. As DTM Vinod Panicker said, this is like a passion for us, Toastmasters. So I think the lesson you can get from me is like whatever profession you are, how much big your family is, you can still be a dedicated and an enthusiastic Toastmaster. There is no end to the enthusiasm you can have as a Toastmaster or a speaker or a leader in Toastmasters. And today is a special, I don't know, we are celebrating the centennial 100 years of Toastmasters, but exactly on July 20th, 55 years before, 1969, Neil Armstrong, he landed on moon. And he said the iconic, that's one step for a man, one giant leap for a mankind. His words would not have been so powerful or would not have that much of impact for all of us to remember if he said that, say, as an astronaut sitting in a space station on Earth, because he landed on moon. And he said those words, still those words we remember, and it's considered precious. So what I would say, love to say to you all is, your words become relevant when you take that first step towards your journey. And today, our enthusiastic, energetic DTM Vinod Panicker has given us a moonwalk through moments of truth and club success plan. Hope you all will follow what he said, and your doubts will be cleared when you really enter the journey. You will have more and more doubts, and we, the district, are here to help you throughout. And thank you, the leaders and DTM Vinod Panicker, for giving such a wonderful talk on moments of truth and club success plan. And thank you to all the audience, to my dear friends, my dear Toastmasters, for intently listening to this. I enjoyed the whole session, and the question and answer session was really wonderful. I enjoyed, because so many questions which you don't even think about. There were so many listeners intently listening to it, and I knew how to answer to those questions too. And thank you, our CGD, DTM Harish, for arranging such wonderful session for the whole district. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Sridevi.
Thank you so much, ma'am. What a motivating session we had. I'm sure each one of us enjoyed the learning journey. Let me now welcome a Toastmaster whose leadership skills have always amused me. Past Area 15 Director, current President of Wings of Magic and DATC Toastmasters Club, join me in inviting Toastmaster Anil for the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sridevi. Feeling grateful, but not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it. I hear this very often from my mother. The role of educators is essential for two primary reasons: knowledge transmission and skill development. Educators act as the facilitators of knowledge. And I've been following DTM Vinod for a very long time, and without fail, he does this. He transmits knowledge. Greetings to district leaders. Dr. Abdul Sattar, DTM, is not just a DTM and district director to me. He's a mentor, good friend, and we fight, but he's an amazing person to me in my personal life. Dr. Muniba Ali, DTM, as well, Program Quality Director. DTM Harish Krishnan, Club Growth Director. As senior leaders, I understand value you place on your time, and thank you for your time. DTM Vinod Panicker Division Directors and Area Directors, I would like to address each of you by name, but time constraints to prevent me from doing so. DTM Vinod Panicker, on behalf of the entire team, CGD, I want to express our sincere appreciation for the enlightening education session you led. Your expertise and education, we deeply value the knowledge that you shared with us. I also want to thank you, the area directors and district directors, whose active participation and contributions the session success, and your enthusiasm and engagement enriched the learning experience for everyone involved. I would like to address each individual by name. As I said it, time stops me from doing so. Thank you again on behalf of CGD team, quality team in particular. Thank you again. We'll see you meet again. And we are committed for our learning together. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anil. As we approach the end of this brainstorming workshop, let's promise ourselves to serve our district in achieving a paramount of success in the year 2024-25. This is me, Toastmaster Sridevi, your host for the evening, signing off with a quote. When you don't see results, when you feel like giving up, remember, the last thing to grow on a tree is its fruits. Have a productive weekend. Good night. And those who intend to have more networking, please stay back for 2 to 3 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you.
MC Toastmaster Devi. Now let's have a quick chat. We have 3 minutes more and we can then wind off. Any feedbacks, anything that we can do better, something what you felt astounding or remarkable, please feel to share. So, we can improve on that or work on that. Any feedbacks, welcome, my dear leaders.
It was a very great session, DTM Harish.
Thank you.
I think DTM Vinod has given all his experience in 1 hour period of time on the club succession plan and also on the say the first one was moment of truth. It was a fantastic learnings which we all had. I asked a couple of questions and he has answered me very well. Thank you so much.
Brilliant. You can still have questions. We'll be happy to answer them in due course. Yeah,
I think it was a very nice session actually. I think I saw the members form which for the first time where you take a feedback from the members for the club success, where normally we used to just XCOM used to sit down and prepare the forms. But yeah, that was a good thing that we came to know today. And it was a very nice session actually. Clarified all the doubts. Only thing is to get all the things from the clubs now. That is one more challenge, but yeah, try. Thanks. Thanks.
Vinod, are you going to share this slides for all of the area directors?
We'll put it to them. Yeah, we have it all.
I already shared it to DTM Harish.
We'll share it to you. No, the thing is that Toastmasters is a very matured and developed program, but we sometimes overlook that and try to create our own challenges. So all those documents are there. Only you need to go and find it and search it. That's a reality. So
yeah.